Towson University Tigers were home at CQ. It was a happy night. The Tigers were in Wilmington, North Carolina. It was not a happy night. The Tiger Basketball Report starts now.
For an athlete, there's nothing scarier than a torn ACL.
Athletes trust us with their care and their careers because we're a recognized leader in sports medicine.
Get back to your active life sooner with MedStar Sports Medicine.
White Market's ice cream plant is based in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, and locally owned and operated. We've been making our ice cream for nearly 50 years. We create roughly 70 flavors of ice cream right now. We use local ingredients, especially our cream, which is from our milk plant. The cream is what gives our ice cream a rich and creamy texture. Now, together with our customers, we've created a product called Peanut Butter Indulgence, which will be coming out this summer. It's a peanut butter ice cream with sea salt caramel swirl, chocolate-covered pretzel. How can you go wrong with that? Personally, I love our ice cream. If you come to our house at any given time, you'll find at least 5 packets of ice cream in our freezer. Our kids grew up eating Wise quality ice cream, and now we get to treat our grandchildren to it. It's been a pleasure for me to be tasting ice cream for over 40 years for Wise Markets, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Welcome, folks, to another edition of the Tiger Basketball Report. I'm your host, Spiro Morekas, along with head coach Pat Skerry. And Coach, mixed bag, unfortunately, for the Tigers this past week. As Thursday, you came home, played Drexel, and handled the Dragons, then went on the road to Wilmington, North Carolina to take on the UNCW Seahawks, a loss in overtime. Let's start with the Drexel game. It was a game where you guys pulled away, stayed away, and really a good performance on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think the last, both games this week and then our second half against at William & Mary, our defense and rebounding has been back where we've kind of been historically. So it's going to need to stay that way moving forward. So that's the piece I thought against Drexel. We were really good defensively and on the backboards, and that was really a big difference in the ball game. You got spread out scoring. It wasn't just one guy doing it. It was a team effort, and they're a dangerous team. I mean, their backcourt can really put up some points, and I thought you guys did a good job of containing the point guard, Kirk Lee. Yeah, they can really score. Lee, the kid Isabel Harper, Mojica, their team was averaging almost 80 points a game. So we like I said, I think we've tried to reboot a little bit over the last couple weeks to really get back to where we were defensively. We now have the best overall effective defense in our conference, and then a little bit we slip up a little bit on the other end. So you're looking for a good balance. But like I said, I was proud of the way we guarded and rebounded. And I think this time of year, that's something that has to be a mainstay moving forward. The other thing was you were coming off the last home game you had played was against Hofstra, a loss, and I know you guys really hate to lose at CQ, so it was good to see you guys come up with the big win at CQ Arena this past Thursday. Yeah, it was good. Any win's a good win. I think we've had some dominating performances and then some, three in the waning second, kick in the gut type of losses, which hurt. Well, let's get to that. Unfortunately, against UNCW, you guys led at halftime by 5. You built the lead up to 12, I believe, in the second half. But then UNCW just kept chipping away and chipping away. You look at the final numbers. From an offensive standpoint, they did not have a good night. Unfortunately, you guys didn't have a good night offensively either. What was it that they were doing defensively that was giving you trouble? Yeah, we didn't shoot the ball particularly well. Great atmosphere down there. It was packed and jumping, and they've had the best crowds in the league. We were up 12 with 9.5 to go. Their only lead of the game was the last one in overtime, other than when they scored the first basket. So, yeah, it was disappointing. I think when we watched tape with our team was down the stretch, we had 14 possessions the last 9.5 minutes of the game, and 4 of those were turnovers, which isn't great by any stretch. And then we were 0 for 7 from 3. 5 different guys took threes. What I didn't like our shot selection. We had lived at the foul line. Like I said, 5 different guys took them. There were a lot of whistles being blown. They started trying to trap us around half court, and we got the ball out of the trap pretty consistently. We always talk about it's the second pass that kills a trap. We had 3 different times where we got the ball out and we took a 3. And at that point, you're really in bad rebounding position. We out-rebounded a good rebounding team, but it's something I think our shot selection hurt that. And then it gets them into transition. They made some plays in transition, and that gets the building going. So it's, the challenging piece now is it's become, unfortunately, somewhat uncommon for my teams. It's become a recurring theme with this group. We saw it at Wilmington, we saw it against Hofstra, and we saw it against Elon, and we saw it against Pittsburgh, where we had leads and we haven't put people away. Unfortunately, we played a little bit with fire early in the year with this stuff too, and people talk about an overtime game at Morgan State. It was a game we had well under control. Georgia Southern was having a great year. It was a game we had well under control. So we haven't done a good enough job with that. So as we get back into practice this week, we somewhat uncommon with an older team, but we're going to get back into some more situational type stuff in the hopes of improving in that area.
What do you do to keep them from, I don't want to say panicking, but when they get into those game situations late, does it become mental at times?
Well, it shouldn't. We've got guys who've played a lot of minutes. We've got 4 perimeter-oriented type of seniors. Those guys got to play better. We made so we didn't have great shots. We had a huge mental error that, in effect, cost us the ball game. And those plays, we can't have that this time of year. It's not like we don't have guys that have been through the war. It's not anything guys are trying to do intentionally, but our focus has to be better.
Well, Coach, the Tigers will be back in CQ Arena, friendly environment when they take on William and Mary on Thursday. Tune in to TowsonTigers.com later on this week as you see the coach and I discuss the rematch with the Tribe. For head coach Pat Skerry, I'm Spiro Morekas. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Tiger Basketball Report, and as always, go Tigers.